We begin the day's other headlines on Capitol Hill, where Democratic and some Republican senators pressed Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem over what they described as overly aggressive immigration enforcement. Noem's testimony before the Judiciary Committee comes as Congress remains deadlocked over DHS funding, raising concerns about national security at a moment of escalating conflict in the Middle East. Lisa Desjardins has more.
Secretary Noem today fielding her first direct questions from Congress since the immigration crackdown that was deadly in Minneapolis and elsewhere.
Kristi Noem, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Within seconds, interrupted by chants of "Abolish ICE."
Abolish ICE!
The killings of U.S. citizens Renee Good and Alex Preddy by federal officers earlier this year led to widespread demands of accountability. Noem defended Homeland Security's operations.
It's important that we distinguish between disagreements over policy and the department's operational responsibility to enforce existing law that has been passed by Congress.
Minnesota Democrat Amy Klobuchar, a candidate for governor, questioned the tactics in her state.
Do you agree that it is unacceptable for your agents to ram into someone's door and drag someone out in their underwear in below zero temperatures when they have the wrong guy?
Our officers conduct targeted operations and utilize the law processes that are given to them and the tools.
That you think that's wrong.
They needed to identify that individual, and
they couldn't identify him by looking at his identification.
And two Republicans didn't hold back.
We're beginning to get the American people to think that deporting people is wrong. It's the exact opposite. The way you're going about deporting them is wrong.
In a tirade, Tom Tillis of North Carolina called on Noem to resign. John Kennedy of Louisiana pressed her on spending $220 million on TV ads that feature the secretary front and center.
We went through the legal processes, did it correctly,
Did the president know
worked with
you were going to do
OMB.
this?
Yes.
He did.
I think would be helpful to know is how effective that communications has been. That
Well, they were
overwhelmingly
effective in your name recognition.
But other Republicans, like South Carolina's Lindsey Graham, laid the blame on Democrats.
I'd like to make sure if there was a bad shooting, it's documented as such and people pay a price. But I will not apologize to anybody in this room to try to clean up the mess that Biden started and you empowered.
Directly behind Noem, so-called angel families, some of their loved ones killed by undocumented immigrants, others from fentanyl and other drugs smuggled in illegally.
Leo, Javier, and Marimar, would you please stand?
Connecticut Democrat Richard Blumenthal introduced American citizens detained by DHS agents. One woman was shot 5 times on her way to church. Noem said she wasn't familiar with those cases, but throughout she repeated that her officers follow the law and have dramatically cut down illegal border crossings.
You don't talk about the good work that they do to protect people from being victimized by people that are in this country that want to conduct violent crimes against them or take advantage of them. The laws need to apply to everyone.
Democrats argued she's breaking laws, not following them.
Either you are utterly incompetent or you are violating laws with impunity.
Most Republicans defended her.
31 million Texans say thank you.
A divisive hearing and secretary who faces more questions tomorrow from House members. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.